Hi everyone and welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. So welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. After the two exciting vlogs we've had, we're going back to your standard weekly reading vlog starting on Monday, so it's Monday today, and I thought I would just introduce this video with what I am reading. So I am currently reading two books. I am reading House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas and One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I keep saying McQuiston. I keep saying McQuiston and not McQuiston. It's McQuiston. Anyway, I'm not far through this one. I am only around 100 pages and I've been reading it since like Wednesday last week. I don't know what it is about this book, but it's not gripping me as much as any other Sarah J Maas book, and it's really disappointing me that I'm not gripped. When I pick it up, I am enjoying it, and I do like Bryce. I just feel like I'm not hooked at all in a way that I was with other Sarah J Maas books, so I don't know. I really hope that improves because it's making me sad that I am not wanting to pick it up. I think after reading so many books last week, I feel like I'm probably getting a bit of burnout, and I haven't really had chance to read all that much over the past couple of days. But I need to finish it by the end of this week's vlog because it's the end of the month. So I need to read it in this vlog, so you will see if my thoughts do change, which hopefully they will because I want to like this book. But I did also start One Last Stop this morning. This was just because I needed to read an audiobook, and I randomly picked this one, not realising that me and Alex had said we'd buddy read this, but luckily Alex was fine with starting this today. So here I am reading One Last Stop on a spontaneous decision. But I am really enjoying this so far. I'm definitely enjoying it more than I remember enjoying Red, White and Royal Blue, so that is good. I really like the two characters so far. I really relate to August and she makes me laugh, and some of the things she's come out with, yeah, I really like. So definitely interested to see where this is going, but so far I feel like I'm gonna really like it, and has some interesting characters in here and discussions, and I like that it's set in New York as well. So excited to see where this one goes. I have high hopes for this that I hope are met at some point, but we will see. And I'm just about to go out and meet some friends, one of which I haven't seen in like 2 years. So it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be weird, but I'm really looking forward to seeing them both. And the other I haven't seen for like 6 months, so yeah, I'm really excited for that. I also recently got a copy of Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This was because I gave this to my mom to read, so she just gave it back to me today. So even though I did buy this a couple of weeks ago, I am only just getting it today because mom's been reading it. And I'm really excited to read this. I don't think my mom was the biggest fan, but I think she also struggled with the Japanese translation a little bit. And I'm interested to see what I find, how I find this book, because I don't think I've read a Japanese translated fiction before. I can't think of one off the top of my head anyway, but I've read My Neighbor Totoro. So I have read one. No, and I've read the Your Name books and stuff, but I've read like anime stuff, but I can't think of like a literature, like a Japanese literature that I've read translated. But yeah, we will see. I would like to read this at some point, and it's also fairly short, and I really like the concept of this one because it's following people in a coffee shop who can go back in time, but I think they have to stay within that coffee shop, and whatever they want to, they can't change anything in the environment, they just can like witness it. So you can go back in time, but you have to get back before the coffee gets cold, which is the whole kind of concept of the story. So I think this is like a collection of short stories, but they're all set within the cafe, following different characters. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this and seeing how I find it, because I feel like I might really like it, but we will see. So yeah, that's my reading update for now. I will update you when I've read a bit more of both of my books, probably by tomorrow. But yeah, me and Courtney are going out for the day tomorrow as well, so you will hopefully see that in this vlog. Hi everyone, it's Tuesday, so me and Courtney are going to go out for the day to the city that I work at part-time in the bakery. She's never been over there or seen it, so I am going to take her over there for the day, which will be hopefully a really nice day, and we've got some stuff planned, so that'll be really fun. And also we'll probably go to a bookshop because it's us. But yeah, that's going to be really, really nice. So I'm also now 80 pages into One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and I am really, really enjoying this. I love the characters, the dialogue and the writing is just so humorous, and I'm finding this a lot more relatable than Red, White and Royal Blue, which I just didn't quite click with, and I feel like this one is just so much more for me, and I really, really love it so far. I'm just finding the writing really entertaining, really easy to read. Love the characters. I'm really intrigued to see where this is going. I got to the point last night where August, the main character, is kind of starting to realise why Jane is always on this train that she takes, so that's going to be really interesting to see where it actually goes. And how she kind of figures out why Jane is stuck there, so I'm very excited to see that. So yeah, we've got another, I think, 90-ish pages to read today, which I'm excited to read, and I'll probably read in physical format because I'm not really going to be listening to audiobooks today, because I'll have Courtney in the car with me. But I did read some of this in physical format last night, and I really, really like reading it physically as well as the audiobook. But I must say the audiobook is absolutely brilliant. I feel like the narrator just captures the tone of this book really, really well and makes it super entertaining, so excited to carry on with this one. I also don't want to speak too soon, but I am now over 150 pages into this, and I am finally feeling like I'm clicking with it in some way. I'm still not enjoying it as much as I remember enjoying any of Sarah J Maas's other books, which, considering I only read A Call of Silver Flames earlier this year, I was a little bit surprised at how long it is taking me to get into this one, but I finally feel like I am kind of getting somewhere with it. I think part of this is because we don't always stay on Bryce. There is like other characters in this that it flicks to, and because it's third person, I do feel like I just find it hard to relate to the characters sometimes, but I'm finally getting to a point where I'm wanting to pick this up, which I wasn't really feeling for the past kind of week that I've been reading it on and off. So yeah, I'm gonna try and carry on with this because I need to finish it before Monday, I think, or Sunday, so I will finish it. We will get there. I think it is just going to be a bit of a slower read with other things going on and me reading other things as well, but finally feel like I'm getting somewhere with this book, so hopefully I'll read some more of both of these today, and then I'll be able to update you later or tomorrow with how I'm feeling about them. I'm double jabbed! Yay! I've literally just got home from my second Pfizer vaccination. I'm so excited, I'm so happy. I did a COVID test after because they asked me to, or asked me if I wanted one, so I said yeah, sure, and that was negative as well, so that's good. And they also offered me some COVID tests to take home, so I've taken them. So all around a very productive morning so far. I've had my second jab. Obviously it's only been like an hour and I can't feel it right now. I feel absolutely fine. I don't even know. There's a little bit of blood as she put it in, like a tiny bit. So it went in there, but like I didn't really feel it. I will update you throughout the next couple of days and today with how I'm feeling. I definitely felt completely fine after my first one. It was literally just my arm that was aching when I lifted it and stuff, so I don't know if that means that it's going to hit me harder the second time, but we will see. I will take you with me on that journey, but I have made sure that I don't really have much to do the next couple of days, and I moved my second vaccine forward, so it was in the middle of my holiday from work, so I do have a couple of days to recover from that. But anyway, I haven't read much more of Crescent City, but I promise you I will today. But I have been very, very distracted by my other book, One Last Stop, which I have to say is absolutely amazing and I love it so much. I'm over halfway through now at just over 200 pages and I love this book. It is like peak book for me. Like, I was trying to decide what my favourite genre is and I've been thinking, is it fantasy, for a while, and I think actually it's this kind of contemporary with an added element. Very much like House in the Cerulean Sea, it feels very real world, but there is something odd about it, and that is like Afterlove and House in the Cerulean Sea and this book. All books I've rated 5 stars, and I feel like this one might be a 5 star. I feel like that is like, that's my genre, that's my favourite thing to have in a book. It's something really, really easy to read, but also has some kind of magical element to it. I love it. I just love it. This is just beautiful, and I love the characters, I love the writing, I love the dialogue. It's also kind of sassy and witty, and it's so fun to read, it's entertaining. The audiobook is absolutely spot on. I love the narration. I feel like it portrays really, really, really well on audio, and I love that, but I also love reading the physical copy. I read like 90 pages of this last night in one go in the physical format, and I love that too, and I'm just very excited to see where this goes. I love that there is this mystery element to it, that we don't know what's happening to Jane, because it's just making me want to read on and find out what happens to August and Jane. And it's just, there's so much in this book that I love, and there is honestly nothing so far that has made me not like it. I couldn't tell you anything that I haven't liked. I just really, really love it. And I'm really glad I picked this up, because Red, White and Royal Blue really wasn't for me. I think I gave it 3 stars. So I was a little bit hesitant to pick up this because I didn't know why Red, White and Royal Blue wasn't for me, but I think it was more the subject matter. And this one definitely feels a lot more adult in its writing, and the way that they're kind of discussing things. The characters feel a lot more mature, which I really like, because some of the stuff in Red, White and Royal Blue and the conversations and stuff, I just found it a little bit, not naive, but like they felt a bit far-fetched, whereas this obviously is far-fetched but in a different way because it's meant to be there in the book, which I just love it. I feel like the writing is much more for me in this one, and very, very glad I picked it up. I also did buy a couple of books yesterday, which I really, really didn't plan to, and I very nearly didn't buy both of these, but I found them in the bookshop that me and Courtney went to yesterday. We had an absolutely lovely day, but it was a very, very big day, and we walked like 17,000 steps over the city, a place I've never seen before. It was really, really nice, but it was a lot of walking. My feet feel very bruised from walking a lot the past couple of days with being camp out and running and yesterday. But I've like continuously done nearly 20,000 steps for a couple of days now. I'm gonna have a bath after this and just chill and soak my feet. But anyway, 2 books I bought yesterday. First one being Jay's Gay Agenda. This one I bought partly because I've heard really good things, partly because it's beautiful and it's Harper Teen and will fit really well with my other Belzer Bray and Harper Teen books. This is also published by the same publishers as XOXO, which I absolutely loved, and this one came out around the same time, but I didn't get a proof of this one. And look at this. How stunning is the naked hardback. I just couldn't resist this, even though like I have heard a lot of good things about this, but I've also heard mixed things, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to feel about it. But it has a great quote on the front from Becky Albertalli, which also made me want to read it. Basically this is about Jay, who makes his gay agenda, which is a list of things that he wants to do, and I think this book is kind of him doing those things. So the only issue I find I'm worried about reading this is I've heard people say that the main character Jay is quite unlikable, and I do struggle with books when I don't really like the main character, so yeah, but I couldn't leave this because it's an American edition, which we don't get very often. I didn't expect to find it in the shop, and what if I really, really like it and I didn't pick it up? So I bought it. And again, with the American editions, I also found Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas, which I've wanted to read since it's come out, and not found an edition of it because it's an American publication. And this is also going to fit really well on my American hardback shelf because these are like the same size and stuff. And I'm just so excited for this. I couldn't tell you too much about this, but I know that it is, I think, set in a cemetery. Cemetery Boys. And it's about spirits and people crossing between the spirit world, I believe. Let's see what it says. Yeah, so the main character has summoned a ghost, I think. And the ghost that he summons is a school's resident bad boy. And Julian, the boy, is not about to go quietly into death. So he's determined to find out what happened and tie up some loose ends before he leaves. So the main character, Yadriel, agrees to help Julian so they can both get what they want. But the longer Yadriel spends with Julian, the less he wants him to leave. And also, how pretty is that? So yeah, I had to pick up this one. James Gage Gender I was a little bit in and ahhing about, but I'm glad I did pick it up. And I also received a book this morning in the post, which is Defy the Night by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the absolutely stunning proof copy that I did apply for, but there was only 50 available to the entire of the company that I work for, Waterstones, so wasn't sure if I'd get it. And they did send me one, so I'm very, very happy to have that. And it is absolutely beautiful, beautiful. I don't really know what it's about, I just know I really, really loved A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I haven't carried on with the series yet, but I'm sure I will. Me and Alex are planning on reading them at some point, buddy reading them together. And I'm very excited to have this beautiful book, and I think me and Blue might buddy read this one, so very, very excited for that. I'm going to go now because I'm rambling, but I will probably update you throughout the day with Crescent City because I don't have much on, so I want to sit down and read, and how I'm feeling with the vaccine, so I will see you in a bit. Hi, so it's been about 6 hours since I had my vaccine. It's now just gone 3 p.m. and I feel pretty much fine. The only thing is my arm is aching, and if I lift it past like here it just starts aching more, but it seems to feel pretty much the same as my first one did at the moment. I don't know if that's going to get any worse. I don't know how long this symptom's going to last, but I didn't have any other side effects from my first one. I had Pfizer, and yeah, so at the moment it's just my arm aching, which is fine really. I had it in my left for that reason, because I knew if it ached it wouldn't really affect me too much. So that is where we are at the moment. I've edited 2 videos today. Haven't really read. I read a lot of One Last Stop in the bath this morning. I've read about 90 pages of that today, but I haven't read any more of House of Earth and Blood, so I'm going to take a break from editing and read some of this, and then I do have another video I would like to edit today, but right now I'm going to focus on doing some reading for a bit, so I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, so I've just read nearly 40 pages of House of Earth and Blood, and I'm on page 200, finally, and I have some kind of thoughts and feelings about this book. I think one of the reasons that I'm not clicking with it as much as Sarah's other books is because this book is kind of set in the modern day. Obviously I don't really know when, it doesn't specify. Well, it does in their world, but in relation to our world I don't know. Whereas the other books are kind of set on what I would say is like historical times, where there's no cars and it's not modern, and I can picture everything really, really well. And one of my favourite things about Sarah J Maas's books is that I can picture things really well. I always really, really loved Valaris. I loved reading about Valaris, and I think in most of the books they would travel by horseback. Not that I can really remember, but that's what I kind of feel. Whereas in this one there is cars, there is television, there's phones, like things like that. It's kind of modern, which I just think I'm not clicking with as much, which does surprise me, because I think usually I would find, as I was saying earlier, I think modern day, contemporary with a hint of kind of fantasy or magical realism is for me. But I think with this type of fantasy, with it being quite like a fantasy heavy read, I prefer it to be kind of older, more historical, that they have bows and arrows rather than guns, that like TV and phones don't exist, that they'd ride on horseback. Like that's just the kind of thing that I find easier to picture in my mind. So that's where my brain's at right now. But I am definitely enjoying this more, and I'm definitely getting into the story and finding it easier to read. So hopefully I'll get to read some more of this today, but I'm going to edit another video now. Hi, it's the next day, it is Thursday, it's about 20, if we're going to be precise, 26 or 27 hours since I had my vaccine, and I don't feel peak today. I feel quite rotten in the sense of my arm is really achy and swollen, which I don't know if you'll really see on camera, but like I can really feel it. It feels really bruised. I can lift it up okay, but like I can really feel that. And if I touch it, it feels really bruised. But obviously like it's fine. This morning when I first woke up, I felt quite lightheaded and stuff, and like getting up and walking around I felt quite dizzy. So I'm just going to take it easy today. I do feel a little bit better than when I first woke up, but yeah, I'm just going to rest and recover. But I feel fine. Like I'd rather have the vaccine and deal with these very, very moderate side effects than not have it. Another weird thing I've noticed is that I can smell things really, really strongly today, which I don't know why that is, or whether that is even like a side effect that anyone else has had. But yeah, I feel like I can smell things really strong. But anyway, I don't know when I last updated you about One Last Stop, or where I was in the book when I last updated you, but I am absolutely loving this and I can't wait to read more of it today. I feel like I haven't read any more of it since I last updated you, so I'm not really going to say too much about this one, but me and Alex are going to be finishing it tomorrow, and I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow morning probably, especially if I do manage to go for a run tomorrow, which I'm hoping I will, depending on how I'm feeling. Then I can listen to the audiobook of this one while I'm running, if I go. And then I am also finally making some headway on House of Earth and Blood. I am almost halfway through now. I'm 368 pages through, I think, 69 pages through, and I just got to part 3, I think, yeah. Just got to part 3 and I am very much enjoying this one a lot more than I was. I definitely feel like I'm finally getting into this one. I think I said yesterday that I think I was struggling with this a bit because it's not like Sarah J Maas's other books, and it's more kind of modern and contemporary than it is than Throne of Glass or ACOTAR is, but I am enjoying it. I'm getting into the writing, I'm getting into the modern feeling of it, and I really, really like the main characters and their kind of friendship that's blossoming at the moment, which could lead to something more, and I'm really liking some of the scenes in here. But yeah, so I'm finally feeling like I want to pick this up and that I can read kind of like 50 pages at a time. Definitely am finding it slower than reading her other books recently, but I'm definitely getting that Sarah J Maas feeling more now than I was at the start of the book, and looking forward to carrying on with it and hopefully finishing it in the next few days. But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna try and kind of relax today. I do have some stuff to do, but I made sure to book my vaccine while I had holiday from work so I could recover and not have to worry too much about doing stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and relax a bit today. Hi, it's now Sunday. I haven't actually updated you the past couple of days, but it was Mark's birthday, so we were celebrating that, and today we've just come down to a reenactment thing, which was cool, and I thought I would update you on the past couple of days. So on Friday, I actually finished One Last Stop. Obviously I don't have any books with me because I am walking through a field, and thought I would update you in this field, so I don't have any books with me, but I finished One Last Stop on Friday and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I loved listening to the audiobook and reading the physical book. That was a really nice kind of mix. The audiobook was really, really good. The narration just worked with the book really well. The narrator was brilliant. It really brought the writing to life and had the kind of wittiness of the writing. It really came through. It was really nice. And I absolutely just fell in love with their story. I did listen to the end and the last couple of chapters while I was running, and I was getting emotional while I was running and trying not to cry. I think if I'd read the physical version for the last couple of chapters, I'd have probably cried. But obviously I was running, but I did get a bit emotional. And I just absolutely loved the characters and loved their story and thought it was really interesting. Yeah, and I just really, really liked the characters, and I found that the mixture of kind of contemporary and magical realism with the time travel was just really, really interesting, and it was just really nice to read about, really easy to read, and I look so pale, I'm like a ghost. And I just absolutely loved it. There was like a real ultimate found family that was kind of already established at the start of the book that the main character went into, which I also really liked, and I loved how it was kind of like us against the world in some ways. That was really nice as well. And it was kind of like them against science, which was quite cool, and these kind of impossibilities or improbabilities, and I just really liked that. I feel like it, obviously I've not been to New York, but I feel like it captured the city really well, and there was some really nice kind of people and stuff. But yeah, I just really, really liked all of One Last Stop, gave it 5 stars, really liked it. I've also been reading Crescent City, and I'm now around 600 pages in, so I'm not too far to go, and I'm definitely really, really enjoying it now. Getting into the story, I feel like it's quite a long book. Like, I know some of Sarah J Maas's books are really long, but I feel like it is very long in terms of not much has happened. But I do really like how it's very much Bryce and Hunt against the world now. I really like their kind of friendship that has been developing, and I think that's really nice to read about. It's kind of really sweet actually, reading about them and how they're getting to know each other, which I really like. How much of their character is shining through and their vulnerabilities. I think that's something Sarah J Maas does really well, is she gives her kind of female main characters, as well as being really, really strong, does show their vulnerabilities. I think she does that with Nesta as well in A Court of Silver Flames, which I really, really like reading about, and I like Bryce as the main character. But yeah, it's definitely improving as the book's going on. I don't think it'll be a 5-star for me, definitely because I found the first half of the book really, really slow. There's a helicopter. But I am really enjoying the second half of the book, and yeah, I feel like I'm enjoying it more and more as it's going on, so we'll see how it ends. You'll probably see that in the next week's vlog, the start of next week's vlog, but I do want to finish it by Tuesday before the end of the month, which is Tuesday, so then it'll be in my August reading. But I think I'm definitely on track to do that at the moment. Been reading about 100 pages a day now, so yeah, that's really good progress. So I'm going to wrap this vlog up here because I don't think I'll really get another chance to update you today. And then I will start another vlog tomorrow, but my arm is aching, so I'm going to quickly wrap this up. I hope you've enjoyed this weekly reading vlog. It's probably been shorter than some of my others because, as I said, I did forget to update you for a couple of days there. But I hope you enjoyed it anyway. If you did, please give it a like and comment down below, and join me for more weekly reading vlogs by subscribing to the channel and other bookish discussions and things like that. And I will see you next time in another video. Bye!